Right, hello. Welcome. If this makes it to YouTube, then we're doing well. This is the first time I've ever recorded myself, and it is definitely weird. So it's currently Friday, the 17th of January. Yeah, currently 0 subscribers on YouTube. This is my first ever video. It is sort of something that I've been thinking about for a while, but I imagine, like a lot of people, you do just put it off, purely overthinking it, thinking that no one cares what you're talking about, or just maybe a little bit of self-confidence and a lack of it, thinking that you're going to put something out and people are going to be judging you. But I think the reality of it is that no one really cares, and if they do, then they can just stop watching it. Or are you even really going to know if people hate it? And thinking back about it, I kind of wish I had filmed my life over the last couple of years. I mean, there's been some pretty cool projects that I've done, pretty cool things that I've created, and I've got pictures of them. But I think having some form of documentation online as a bit of a timeline would be pretty cool. I've written down some notes just so I don't get too confused. Let's put this down for now. So pretty much, like I sort of mentioned before, why now? And the main thing would be, like, if not now, then when? If you just keep putting it off like you have done, you will just end up getting to a point where you don't film anything, which is fine. But if it is something that you always want to do, you're just going to be a little bit disappointed in yourself if it's something you could see yourself doing, but you just constantly think of reasons why not to. Yeah, my sort of plan really is, I sort of realised that a lot of the stuff I do, it all sort of is based around being creative. So I've been a cycle mechanic for the last 10 years, and that is a form of creativity for me. We build a lot of custom bikes, custom wheels, things like that. So you're always doing something different. Every bike's unique, especially when it gets into custom bikes. You are really sort of designing the bikes essentially, and that's been a sort of creative process for me. I worked at a bike shop called Slam 69 Bike Shop in Gloucester, so I was there for the best part of 7 years, 6.5, 7 years. I left in May to go travelling. So there's no sort of awkwardness there. Still go in the shop, say hello to everyone, they're doing well. Really good friends there, and it's a great bike shop for all sorts of spares, repairs. If you need any bling bits for your bike, then that's the place to go. And I'm in a real good situation where I can still just pop in, use the workshop if I need to. Left there to go travelling in May. Did 4 months around Europe in this van that I built myself. I built it over sort of a year and a half, 2 years. Did have an injury sort of during the time that I was building it, which made it a little bit longer. So this was just a metal panel van, and now it is essentially a home on wheels. Me and my girlfriend, we travelled around Europe in it for 4 months, slept in it every single night, just completely off-grid. It's got everything. It's got a shower, kitchen. You just cooked in it every night, and it was amazing. So other than cycles, I am into motorcycles, building motorcycles, and just sort of like putting your own creative spin on everything. So a lot of people that know me know that I just can't leave things alone. So if I get a vehicle, I'm pretty much taking it apart and doing my own little tweaks to it, or just changing, even if it's just changing the grips or the tyres or something like that. I just sort of need to feel like I've put my own creative spin on the bike. Other than bikes, so obviously you've got cycles, motorcycles, cars. I've been into cars for the best part of sort of 10 years. Built some pretty cool cars over the years. Again, like I said at the start of the video, kind of wish I had some form of video documentation of the vehicles that I've built in the past. I'd love to just look back at them and sort of see what they were like, see if you know, I would miss them as much as I think I would. You know, you might just watch a video back and just think, you know, like it was good whilst you had it, but I've moved on from that time in my life. But yeah, it'd be pretty cool to look back on stuff. Another passion of mine is photography, so sort of transition from digital photography, DSLRs, things like that, and I moved over to film photography purely just because I like the creative process of it, the start to finish. You're taking pictures that you don't get to see for a while. You really slow down and have to think about each individual image. And I've never actually taken any of my film to a photo lab to get developed. I made sure, well, it was one thing that I wanted to do when I started film, that I want to be in control of the whole process. So the very first roll of film I shot, I developed myself. I started black and white film like most people do, and then slowly progressed to developing my own colour film and scanning it all myself. And it's all just a form of sort of creating things, having sort of a creative outlook on life, and just documenting stuff. And I kind of want to just share some of my skills. So cycle maintenance, I want to put out videos just from the very basics, you know, just how to fit a chain, how to fit pedals, how to set up your brakes and gears, all the way to, you know, real complex stuff, wheel building and suspension servicing. And the same with photography, really. I think there's a lot of people out there that would love to shoot film, but they just don't. I don't know whether it's just you've got the ease with your iPhone, and digital photography is amazing, but for me it was just missing something, you know, taking a picture and just seeing it instantly. It did take a little bit of the fun out of it for me. I found myself just going between cameras, like I would get bored of a certain camera, so I'm to spark that excitement again, I would just buy another camera. Whereas, you know, since I've moved over to film photography, I think that excitement is in just taking photos and almost just forgetting about them, and then when you do develop them and you see them come to life, when you pull that roll of film out of the tank and you just see all these photos that you'd completely forgotten about, especially when they've been on your travels, I think for me is the best thing. So I can't see myself moving away from film photography. I think if I ever did anything photography work related, then you probably end up shooting digital, but for me photography is just a passion project. That's pretty much what you're going to see on this channel, if it does become a channel. Is just me sharing, you know, my interests, my knowledge, and also there's a potential to learn as well. I think, like, you know, as much as I do know around bicycles, motorcycles, and photography, you know, there's always room to learn. And I just think that, you know, I can put out my little skills and tips and tricks, and then if people think I could do something better, then you can just comment. And, you know, it's just a good platform for me to learn, for me to look back on things, and also sort of just share my interests and have a platform. So yeah, I guess the other thing for me would be if I've got a reason to do it. So if I don't know, if people are expecting it or there's a reason to be doing it, I think I'll feel more motivated. Because if you want to go out and do something but you're just doing it for yourself, or you just sort of, you know, you don't necessarily have to do it, you will be maybe a little bit more slack and you'll just put it off. Whereas I think if I've got like a purpose for filming stuff, or a purpose for doing stuff and filming certain things, I just think that maybe that would be good motivation for me, because I'd want to go out and I'd want to film it. That's one of the things, is just a bit of motivation for myself to get out and do the things that I used to love doing, even if it's just filming little cycle edits or little fun tips and tricks. So what to sort of expect from now is, I think the next couple of videos are going to be push bike related. So currently I'm riding a steel gravel bike. So those of you that don't know what a gravel bike is, it essentially looks like a road bike, but you've got a lot wider tolerances for the wheels, so you can run sort of semi-knobbly tyres in there, and ultimately it's designed for like bike packing, so you can load them up with pannier racks and bike bags, things like that. But they do generally have drop bars, but slightly wider wheels, and they are just versatile. I've had my Surly for a good couple of years now. Used to ride it every single day to commute to and from work, and I've also done a couple of other trips, cycled to Paris on it. But right now it's set up in a road setup, so with skinny tyres and quite a big gearing, so quite a hard gearing. But what I want to do is convert that, so I've got some gravel tyres for it, convert that back over to a gravel bike, so set the wheels up tubeless, change the gearing slightly, so a slightly smaller chainring on the front, and yeah, just film that process of converting my bike back to a gravel bike, and then I will just be doing some basic sort of tips and tricks that I've learned over the years, and just basic things that can keep you, if you've got an interest in maintaining your bike and you want to learn yourself. I know there's going to be a lot of people that will just take their bikes to a workshop, which is amazing, because it keeps people like me in a job. If you don't know how to do it and you've got no intention of learning, then yeah, definitely take it to the professionals. But if you're someone that is hands-on and would like to know, or if you're just curious and you've always wondered, like, how do you set up gears, how does a chain actually go on a bike, how do you fit pedals, and also just terminology and stuff, what's the difference between pedals and crank arms. I know a lot of people call certain things, it's just a lack of knowledge. So yeah, if I can share my knowledge, I think that would be quite cool. Same with everything else. So the photography, things like that, by no means am I a professional. I am just a hobbyist that happened to learn how to develop film because I wanted to see what it's like, and actually it's really easy. A lot of people do ask me, like, oh, how do you do that, how much kit do you need? I don't have enough space to do it if I wanted to do it, but believe me, it's very simple. You need to buy a starter kit, you need a little bit of space, you need the chemicals, and just the patience, I guess. But same goes back to the bike, 'cause if you've got no interest, take it to a lab. They're not going to mess it up, and you're going to get your scans back, and they're going to be great, but you are going to be paying a price. But yeah, even if you don't want to learn, you just have a look at the videos, and just, if you're curious to see how things are done, yeah, that's the sort of thing I'm going to be doing on this channel. So yeah, be pretty cool. See how it goes, and see if people are interested or not. But yeah, if not now, then when? If I'm not going to do this channel now, just got to get over the cringe factor. I think a lot of people put it off because they cringe themselves out, and I don't think anyone really wants to look at themselves back on video, and it is something that I've not wanted to do for a very, very long time. But yeah, here we are, 2025, new year, new me. That's going to be the title of this video, I think. But yeah, if you've got this far, thanks. Subscribe if you want to, share it if you want to, or just don't click past it and watch something else. But yeah, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Thank you. I was actually going to film an outro of me putting my mug down and walking away from the van, but I haven't actually drunk any of this, and it's going cold, so bear with me.